Hey, what's up, everybody? So today's video, I'm going to be walking you guys through how to get your concealed carry permit in the state of Ohio. Now, the reason that I'm making this video is because first off, I live in the state of Ohio. I live in Akron, Ohio, and a lot of my friends and family have been asking me what's the process that I had to go through in order to get my concealed carry. And this video is for them and anyone else who is interested in, getting their concealed carry in the state of Ohio. Now, I'm going to say this as a quick disclaimer. I'm not a lawyer. This is not some legal, advice or whatever. I'm an engineering student, so I know a little bit about the law, but I'm not a legal expert on the law. But I'm just going to, give you guys my story and what I had to go through in order to get my concealed carry permit. Now, the first step in this process is basically you can't be a handful of things, such as you can't get an Ohio permit if you don't live in the state of Ohio or if you don't work in the state of Ohio. And I think the amount of months you have to live in Ohio to get residency is like a month in order to get your concealed carry, or satisfy that requirement of the concealed carry permit. And also, you can't be a drug user. And then there's another portion that talks about if you are a non-immigrant alien legally in the United States, you must have a non-immigrant visa as defined by the Federal Immigration Nationality Act. You also can't be dishonorably discharged from the military, which, from what I read, is basically the equivalent of a felony. And you couldn't, or you must not have renounced your United States citizenship. Let's see. You can't have been convicted or pleaded guilty or be adjudicated as a delinquent child for committing a violation. So there's a lot of different like specific things that you can't have to get your concealed carry. And I'm going to put all the links in the description below because it's just a lot of different like crimes you couldn't have committed. Luckily, because I'm not a criminal, I don't have any felonies or misdemeanors. I have some parking tickets, but that's besides the point. And also, if you had your concealed carry permit revoked in another state, you're unable to get your concealed carry permit. Next thing on the list is you have to find an instructor that is registered with the, I want to say it's the ATF, and I'm also going to put that link in the description below. But basically, what you do is you go on a website like Groupon, or you just Google concealed carry classes within your area. I paid $100 for two people, me and my girlfriend, to get our concealed carry permits together. And you'll find deals all over the place, but you must make sure that the class that you are going to, the class satisfies the requirements that the law currently has in place. So right now you have to have 8 hours of classroom time and an additional 2 hours of range time where they basically teach you how to use a firearm, they teach you how to shoot, how to hold it, different stances. Usually they provide you with a gun. I brought my Glock 17 and my Trey 5.7 revolver, but my girlfriend, she used a I don't even know what kind of gun it was. It was like a tiny little gun. It might have been like a 22 revolver or something. But they'll provide those as well, and they'll teach you the form. And honestly too, if you've never fired a gun before, that it doesn't make a difference because they'll still teach you everything you need to know about handling a gun. The different laws of like different places you can't take a gun to, such as like a school. Any place that has like a sign posted up in front. I think it's also like law enforcement buildings, federal buildings, things like that. You're not unable to take a gun to. But once again, the laws are constantly changing, and every election season, laws might go on the books or laws might be taken off the books. So you just have to keep up to date with that. And so once you take your course, you get like a letter of completion. And oh yeah, another thing is too is that if you are in the military, law enforcement, and there's a couple other categories that allow you to basically skip the 10-hour course. And if you can prove that you have military training or some sort of law enforcement training and a couple other things, then you can take that certificate and show it to the sheriffs, and they'll accept that as well. But for most people, when you go to your county sheriff's office, because that's who oversees the concealed carry permit, you have to go in. You have to have a passport photo, which I believe was 2 by 2 inches. Um, excuse me. The fee is $67, or at least that's what I paid. And you have to have all this paperwork filled out. You have to have your driver's license, or like the proof of residency, things like that that can prove who you are. And once again, I'll put all that in the description below as well. And then once you go to your sheriff's office, you fill out all the paperwork. You give them the passport photo, which you can get passport photos done at Walgreens or CVS for a couple bucks. And you basically wait anywhere from 2, in some cases like 5 or 6 weeks. I think my permit was done within like 2 weeks. I live in Summit County, which is a larger county, but if you know that there's a lot of people who are trying to get their concealed carry permits and they have a lot of like backlog, you're able to go to an adjacent county that you live in. So like I live in Summit County, so I can go to like Portage, Cuyahoga, Stark County, and I think Medina's the one west of me or whatever. I always forget, but you can go to any county that touches your county and use their sheriff's office, and you can also use that too if the times that these sheriff's offices are open. You can go to those and utilize their sheriff's office facility. And once you get your concealed carry permit, it's like you have to read up on the laws. You have to like know, because if you let's say that you're pulled over and you don't tell a police officer that you have your concealed carry firearm in your car, then you'll get in trouble for that. So you just need to make sure that you're on top of it. And when you're taking these classes, you have to make sure you ask your instructor questions, because if you don't know something, that can bite you in the ass later, and you might get into some legal trouble. So always want to make sure you know everything about the entire process, all the laws and tidbits of concealed carry, because it's somewhat complicated. But once again, if you guys have any questions, I'll try to answer them as best as possible. As proof that I have my concealed carry, I'm gonna just block out my name and all my other personal information. There you go. That's me. I was a little grumpy. I don't know why. But, actually, when I got my concealed carry permit, I was happy. So, yeah. My mom says I need to smile more in my pictures, but oh well. So that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Like this video. Comment. Check out my other gun videos and videos that talk about, gun laws and things like that. And peace.